Few days back, ASUMAN BASALIRWA came out to give thumbs up to the Buganda kingdom for spearheading development in its kingdom. I keep on telling people that Buganda is looked at as by other cultural institutions as the benchmark because it has done everything despite Museveni's bad leadership. Okay, and I keep on telling people that there's a lot of things which must be learned from the Buganda kingdom. Buganda kingdom when speaks about something which other cultural institutions don't see, and they see it after 30 years. It is even said that civilization was here in Buganda. It is the reality. It's the reason as to why even the Buganda language is speak across the country. Before I proceed, let me first play you a video when ASUMAN BASALIRWA was speaking about this. Here's the tape.
I am aware that Buganda still has outstanding demands from the central government, just like other kingdoms. And this parliament has been at the forefront of encouraging the executive to ensure that they try as much as possible to meet the demands of the people of Buganda and the kingdom and other areas. Right, Honourable Speaker, if the executive and the central government undertook to compensate and pay these kingdoms, there is a lot that they are going to do in terms of social, political, and economic development. So as we remember the 32 years of the kingdom, we must also undertake to ensure that the executive fulfills its obligations. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, we want to thank the KABAKA and Buganda Kingdom for demonstrating that we can actually use culture and tradition to engender an agenda for development. When you look at what has been happening in Buganda, generally, the different programs, Mwanyi Terimba, Powesa, and the others, we can only say, Aibene, too sensible. Right, Honourable Speaker, we need to understand that what is happening in Buganda can be replicated in other kingdoms. In fact, I want us, those of us from other regions, other kingdoms, as a prince from Busoga, and we enjoy a very cordial relationship between Busoga and Buganda, we should be replicating what is happening in this kingdom, borrowing and taking the very good lessons, especially in terms of socio-economic transformation, to our regions. It is possible for us to do what is being done here. So I think since we all live here, we stay here, we've been accommodated here, the Baganda have welcomed us, the king is not segregating, we are all happy here. Even those from other areas will come and contest in this region, and they will be voted, which is not very easy. Not only Speaker, one time Honorable Ngomanjime went to contest in Imbarara, he couldn't succeed. So, those are things we should be learning, Right Honourable Speaker. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
I thank you very much.
He raised the pertinent issues. One, the social political transformation in Buganda is different. It's way different from other regions, and it's right. First of all, other cultural institutions should learn to stop depending on free things from government, because politicians are selfish. Any person who still gives you will try to control you. That's the reason why Buganda Kingdom is hard to control. Since time immemorial, it is hard to control. The recent thing was when they were giving them cars. It was so humiliating. I saw the Chabazingo of Busoga and other kings from other regions picking up cars. You think the government could not take the cars to their palaces, but they wanted to humiliate them. That's the truth. Remember, the cars are, compared to the kingship and other cultural institutions, those are simple things if they can galvanize their people. No cultural institution, if it comes out to say that we need a car for our king, everyone contribute 2,000, that can fail, even if it is 100 shillings, they will. But because other cultural institutions want free things, this is the problem. This is the fact. How can you tell me that Buganda Kingdom has been able to build hospitals, schools, banks, everything, yet others are doing nothing because they fail to do? Case in example, the Prime Minister of Busoga is also a public servant. First of all, for you to get a proper transformation of your region, okay, because he's a public servant. Remember, a public servant works from 8 to 5 job. And remember, being the Prime Minister of the Kingdom also requires a work from 8 to 5. How do you find time to work? In Buganda, if you have a position in government, if they give you a position, you must resign and work for the king. That's the fact. In fact, if anyone is seeing this video from other cultural institutions, time has come for you two guys to make a caucus. I'm always an advocate for this. Make a caucus. If you have something you want to tell government, you say it in your caucus. Where the leadership is rotation by prime ministers, where there's always a meeting with all kings. Because at the end of the day, I know when the political storms settles, it will come a time when we will go devolution or federalism. That time will come, I know. Because federalism is the best idea. Uganda was not our own making. So ASUMAN BASALIRWA was right. These kingdoms must copy from Buganda. In fact, even the way how Uganda was formed, when they were fighting for independence, you clearly see, even when we are bringing civilization from the white, the person who was on the forefront was Mutesa, who called the British, who now came to colonize us. But even when they were fighting the colonialists, the KABAKA of Buganda, Mwanga and Kabalega were on the forefront. They were exiled in Seychelles. Mwanga died in Seychelles. No, Mwanga died when coming back. Kabalega died when coming back. Mwanga died in Seychelles. So you clearly see Buganda Kingdom has been on the forefront of transforming not only Buganda as a region, but also Uganda as a country. So other cultural institutions should learn to benchmark Uganda. In fact, for me, I keep on telling people that if other kingdoms had the same strength as Buganda does, even our political system would be better, because no leader would come and bully the nation. Even when things happen, it's only Buganda Kingdom that comes out when people are being killed, that comes out when there is something wrong in the country. Other cultural institutions keep quiet because they are weak. They depend on government's mercy. But if you build the capacity, because I know under dictatorship, very many institutions fumble, they fail. Now, other institutions that stand up to speak are the Catholic Church, the Buganda Kingdom, maybe and the Muslim sect. So it means that if you build other capacities in other cultural institutions, you build institutions that can call on government whenever it goes wrong. It's the reason why General MUSEVENI would never allow other cultural institutions to prosper, because you want to sit on us. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours, Mr. Makindi, Sulaiman Mawaga, the next MP for Makindi East constituency. I will see you on another one. Peace.
Yes, Sulaiman Mawagali. I am putting in my request to fly the NUP flag high in Makindi East constituency, so that I can represent the great people of Makindi East. Nkomyewo omulundi ogwokubiri n'obwongo nga bwesera nga busera ebiwandiiko byange mbirese bibino.